hello. So let's begin. We're gonna begin. Textbooks. Do not order them from your bookstore. I repeat, do not order your books from your bookstore. Say it with me. Do not order your books from your bookstore. Ever. You'll want to die. Literally everybody, especially when you're freshmen, they're like, oh, I don't know how to get my books, so I'm going to get them from the bookstore. Like, you're going to want to die because everything's going to be sold out. The bookstore does not tell you it's sold out until you've already ordered it, and it's like your second week of school, and your professor's like, your homework's due, and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't have my book. Happened to me in like 3 of my classes. Like I said, I wanted to die. I really like Amazon because you can sell them back. I've heard Chegg works. You'll find your first 2 semesters like ordering books, even like I'm still figuring out what I like best. You can get them used and it's cheaper, and then you sell them at the end of the semester. You can rent them and you don't have to worry about selling them because you just give them back to the store. You can buy them from the bookstore, but it's obviously more. So Amazon or Chegg, I would say, and I know there's a bunch of other sites you can probably look up. If you've never had an agenda before, you're gonna want one now. Second, don't just get the agenda, use the agenda. When you get your syllabus or your syllabi for each class, your teacher will list everything. Attendance policies, which is really important. Their grading, like what their tests are gonna cover, what you're gonna like learn, assignments. It'll have everything that's ever gonna happen in that class for that semester. It'll list everything out. College professors are the most prepared people you'll ever meet in the world. And what you're gonna do, I'm like really weird. Organization is my thing. You're gonna probably have to take one afternoon and sit down and do all this. You're gonna need to write down every single test date, when an essay is due and an assignment is due. You'll have it all on your agenda. When you're looking for the week, you can say, oh, like next week, this test is on Thursday and I have this assignment due on Wednesday, so you can start working it out. Your classes are going to vary. You may have like 20 people in a class, like a small classroom, and then you're going to have huge lecture halls. Introduce yourself to the professor because then you'll stick out. Professors, not even in a favoritism way, it's not like high school, but they do give you preferential treatment when they know who you are and they know that you're working hard. Once they know you're serious about your class and that you're introducing yourself, you want them to know who you are, they're gonna realize, okay, this person's working hard. When it comes to a situation where you get a bad grade on an assignment or you have a question or you're not doing really well in this section of this class, like they're gonna understand that you're trying, and honestly, they'll be more understanding, especially on essays. You're gonna get a better grade, just saying. When you get to class, just try this. Not just on the first day, but every day, being 10 minutes early. Kind of sit down, get organized, review your notes from last class. Sometimes teachers like to review or they'll give pop quizzes, and it gives you time to review. People say college is hard. It's not hard, it's just like what is so hard about college is that it's a lot of information. In high school, you had a whole full year. This is shrunk down into half a year because it's by semesters. By reviewing, when you sit down in class 10 minutes early, your noggin is gonna remember some of the stuff when you go to study. Sit at least in the front 4 rows. I promise you, if you're sitting in the back of the classroom, you're not going to want to pay attention. I made that mistake once. You stop paying attention, and sometimes you're just kind of like, what am I doing when you go do your homework? You're in the back, like, texting. You kind of have to force yourself to do it, but then you're going to be paying more attention. You're not going to be inclined to text. You're going to want to pay attention to what your professor is saying, and then you're going to get a better grade in the class. Also, sit in the same area that you sit in every class so that your teacher kind of knows where you are, knows your name, gets to know you, all that good stuff. Learn your teacher. Do they test out of the book? Do they test out of your lecture notes? Do they use the same pattern as your homework? Your first test is kind of a hit or miss. Pay close attention with the first 2 tests, how they are. You'll learn your teacher, and you're gonna learn where their questions are coming from, what kind of questions they'll ask. Hello. Hi, what's up? In every class, even if you think you're a smart cookie, you're gonna wanna skip class one day or you're gonna miss it because you're sick. What you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna make at least one reliable, smart friend in that class. There's no such thing as binders in college. If you thought it was annoying in high school when teachers didn't hole punch stuff, you're gonna be like extremely ticked off in college. Professors will just hand you papers and papers and papers, and what you need is a folder. It's just too much papers to go back to your room after class and be like, I'm gonna hole punch all this. Just get like 2 pocket folders, get 2 pocket folders, and then a spiral notebook. Some teachers give a lot of handouts, some you just take notes on notes on notes. Folders and a spiral notebook for each class, and you're done. Body language gives away clues big time in your professor. You can tell when they're talking about something super important. They'll be like really into it. Listen to like voice inflection. Most of all, listen to repetition. Repetition is also your friend, and when teachers repeat words and terms, a lot of times they'll like make hints. Like I said, learn your teacher. I asterisk key stuff in my notes so I know that it's important. Lastly, there's this thing called office hours, which is basically when you go to see your teacher in their office, you'll get to know them more and you can ask them questions, and that also kind of helps them know that you're really trying. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it.